is your vitamin M. This is your motivation for the week. Get your vitamin.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey, well, good evening. Yeah. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Listen, I am so thankful for you on tonight because you made the decision, the best decision of your life, and that is to go get your vitamins. That is, again, to go get your vitamins. What I know is that you get to make a decision each and every week on how you choose to spend your time. Where do you go and plug in for your source of motivation and inspiration? And on tonight and every Sunday night, you continue to show up and show out. You continue to show up for the Vitamin M Show so that you can make the change in your life, so that you can get to that next level. Listen, when you choose the Vitamin M Show, I am always grateful because I know one thing and one thing only. I recognize that entrepreneurs and leaders, that we all face roadblocks and we fight to overcome our own self-imposed limitations. As an administrator of over a decade and an overcomer of such things as low self-esteem and stuttering, I am passionate about helping others, those that are around me, to do three things and three things only, and that is to break down walls, to produce positive thinking, and to exhibit resilience amid any situation. No matter what you come with, no matter what you are faced with, no matter what comes your way, you are able to break down those walls and to produce positive thinking and to exhibit resilience. I am able to show up for myself under all circumstances. So let's get it going on tonight. Go get your vitamins, hey. Go get your vitamins, hey. Go get your vitamins, hey. Get your vitamins, yeah. I want you to get your vitamins on tonight. And when you are getting your vitamins on tonight, I want you to think about, what do I want to accomplish? What do I want to accomplish? Marshall, I have so many things in my life that I want to accomplish. But what I want you to know is that I am here to get you on track and to get you moving in the right direction, because what else is there to do if we're off track, if we're not where we want to be in our lives? We have to be on track so that we can accomplish the goals and the things that we are destined to do, because there are other people that are connected to us. And if not for the other people, I want to be able to show up for myself, because I know the life that I want and I know the life that I deserve. And so on tonight, I want you to stop. I want you to stop. I want you to pause if you can. And I want you to go get whatever it is, your choice of note taking, whether that is pen and paper, that would be my choice, whether it is your laptop, your Surface, your iPad, whatever it is where you are able to take your notes, because I want you to be able to go back and feast on the things that you learned from the Vitamin M Show. That so when you hit a roadblock, because I'm telling you now, you will hit roadblocks. You will hit roadblocks. We all face roadblocks. And when you face those roadblocks, do you have something that you can go back to? That you can go back to and to look through and to learn from and to remember, what do I need to do in given situation? So let's talk about it on tonight. What keeps getting you off track? What keeps getting you off track? You keep going and you have your goals. You've made a game plan. You know where you need to be. You know where you want to be. But bam, something keeps getting in the way. There's a something in the middle. There's a something in the middle that is getting you off track. It keeps derailing you. It keeps something just keeps coming. You go this far and then bam, and you're off track. And you go this far and then bam, you're off track. What is it that is getting you off track? Now listen, there's nothing wrong with starting over. The problem is that if you get off track and you stay off track, that's where the problem is. The problem is staying off track. It is when I know that I am off track, how do I get myself back where I need to be? So I'm going to ask you again, what is getting you off track? What keeps derailing your progress? You keep getting to certain points and then you end up all the way back because you have to start all the way back over again. And I take all of these steps forward and I take all of these steps forward and then I end up all the way back where I started again because I have to go back and do my first works over again. So what keeps derailing you? Stop, look, and listen. Stop, pause, look within your own self and listen to yourself. Listen to the vitamin M. Stop, look, and listen. It's a stop, it's a look, and it's a listen because you are listening to yourself. What is it? I know what it is, and it is something that is very simple. It is something that is very powerful, and it is one word. It is one word, and that word is distractions. Distractions, 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 distractions. What keeps derailing you are those darn distractions. They keep getting in our way of greatness. They keep messing me up so that I am not getting where I know that I need to be. It is the distractions, the things that are going on around me, but also the things that are going on within me. It's not just about what is going on around me. It is also about what is going on within me. See, we are quick to look at all the things that are happening on the outside. It's all the outside distractions. It's all the outside distractions. I'm pointing my finger everywhere else instead of pointing the finger within me, looking internal at myself. What are distractions? Listen, I need to know what are those distractions in my life that are hindering me. How do I overcome them? How do I cope? And then how do I leave them? How do I leave them behind to get to the life that I know that I want and that I deserve? What are those distractions? See, on tonight, we have to be able to come to grips with ourselves and be able to identify the distractions in our life so that we are able to know that they're there. And then what am I going to do about it once I'm able to identify them? So we want to talk about distractions. Distractions, what does distractions mean? Distraction means a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. So distractions, again, is a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. The key word is prevents. Prevents means to stop. The key word is prevent. What is preventing you from giving this thing your full attention? What is it that's keeping it from giving your business your full attention? Distractions. We're going to talk more after these messages.
Are you looking for a way to present your product, service, or event to a new audience? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Act now if you would like to be featured or advertise on the Vitamin M Show with Marshall Sterling. This is your chance to present your product, service, or event in over 200 million homes. If you don't have a commercial ready to air, you can still take advantage of this business growth opportunity. Contact us today to have our team produce you a one-of-a-kind professional, high-quality, royalty-free commercial that can be aired on TV, radio, and online on all social media platforms. If you are ready to professionally market your product, gain brand credibility, and present your business in a new light, we are ready to assist you. What are you waiting for? Do not miss this opportunity. Scan the QR code on the screen, or go to www.marshallsterling.com.
Distractions. We are talking about distractions on tonight. What are those things that keep us from getting where we want to go? What keeps derailing us and getting us off track, or our distractions that we're going to talk about on the Vitamin M show tonight? What is a distraction? Remember that I told you that the key word to distractions was prevent. The thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. So what is keeping you from giving full attention to your hopes and your dreams and the things that you want to do? It can be a single distraction, or distractions with an S, which is plural, which means more than one thing. Distractions are those things that prevent, that stop, that halt, that get in the way from us giving full attention to a certain thing. Distractions can take on different forms for all of us, but we all have one thing in common. There's one thing that we all have in common, and that is that we all experience, which means current, or we have experience, which means in the past, distractions at some point in time in our lives. None of us are free from distractions. There are things that come our way that derails us and gets us off track, that halts us from the thing that we know that we need to be doing. So a couple of examples: you need to go to bed, but your favorite TV show is coming on. That is a distraction. You know you should be working on a project. However, your best friend calls you on the phone and your phone rings, or a text message goes off and it says, "Hey, call me." You know you need to be working on the project, but you've got to call them back. That is a distraction. Anything and everything can take the form of a distraction if you allow it to. If something is taking away your attention and your attention goes on something else, then it is considered a distraction. Now, before we get further into talking about distractions, listen, I want to say first and foremost that not all distractions are a bad thing. Not all distractions are negative. Sometimes distraction comes to allow us to simply to breathe, to simply get away from all the craziness that is happening on around us in our lives. The distraction can come to, sometimes distractions come to get you out of a dark place, to get you out of a dark place. Sometimes that distraction is a good thing because it comes to rescue you. It comes to get you from the thing that you don't need to be in the first place. And so that can be a good distraction. The distraction came as a wake-up call for you to have a reset, for you to get your life back together. Sometimes the distraction can come in the form of a person. A person is coming to tell you to wake up and to get it together. The Vitamin M show can come as a distraction in your life to cause you to get back on track because you have gotten off track. The Vitamin M show is coming to call you out, to tell you to get back on track, to refocus, to make a game plan, to identify the distractions in your life and to get up and to do something about it. Not all distractions are bad, but there are some distractions that come in our lives, and they come only to have one purpose, and that is to derail us from our hopes and our dreams and from the things that we know that we need to do. Now, I'm going to jump back. Lord knows that we all need good distractions at some point in time in our lives because it brings us back to our reality. The Vitamin M show, again, is a good distraction from you to get you back on track. But we are talking about those distractions that show up, that derail us, that keep us from getting from where we want to go. Distractions come in our lives But the key is once you can identify the distraction, once you know what the distraction is, the key is what are you going to do about the distraction when it comes in your life? What I want you to be able to do is to identify them. Identify that there is a distraction. Be aware of what distracts you in a negative manner and be prepared for what am I going to do about the distraction. I know that the distraction is going to come. That is step one. I have identified that the distraction is going to show up in my life. So A, it's going to show up. B, I'm going to know what it is. And then C, what am I going to do about the distraction when it shows up? I want you to watch and I want you to think about this. Now listen, distractions come even when I am recording. So when I am recording, there are distractions that come and they can derail me from what I want to say. So I have to do certain things. Like an example is I don't wear my watch on camera when I am filming because it becomes a distraction. Because if it buzzes and it alerts me to something, I'm automatically going to do this and go down and look. And I have learned that that is a distraction to derail me from paying attention, from derailing me from giving you my all. See, you didn't show up for me to watch my watch. You didn't watch the Vitamin M show for me to do this. You watched for me to pour into you. So a distraction, I have identified it, that I know that it's going to come. Because I know that it comes in the form of my watch, then I don't wear my watch on the show because I don't want to be distracted. So you have to name it. I recognize that blank is a distraction. And when it shows up, I'm going to do blank. So that's how you do it. I recognize that this thing blank is a distraction. And when it shows up, I'm going to do blank. And you begin to make statements and action items around what you're going to do. So I may not name all of your personal distractions on tonight, but you should be able to self-identify those distractions. I am here only to bring your attention to the fact that distractions will come. And what are you going to do about it? This is a call to action. It is a call to action. I may not specifically name your distraction, but I am here to say distractions will come. Distractions will come. They're going to come. They're going to come. So you say, okay, Vitamin M, because some people call me Vitamin M. Okay, Vitamin M, Marshall, what in the world gets us off track and away from our goals, my objective, and my purpose? So a couple of quick examples of distractions are, I plan out my day in the morning and I plan to go into classroom, but because by day, you guys know that I'm an elementary school principal. For those that don't know, and this is your first time watching the show, I'm a principal by day, and then I do my TV show and my entrepreneur life at nighttime. So I plan to visit classrooms during the daytime. But then distraction comes because an angry parent walks in that I did not plan for. They did not make an appointment. And they did not make an appointment. And so then it's a distraction. I don't get to the classroom because I've got to take the time to deal with the parent. Or even another distraction could be a student is in need of assistance. And so if a teacher sends them to the office or they self-elect to come to the office to cool off, then I've got to talk them through it. I have to get them through whatever it is that they are going through. Or I have to issue consequences no matter what it may be. I'm always ready, willing, and able to show up and to help. But it turns into a distraction because why? I did not get to what I needed to get to. I did not get to what I planned to get to. So it is a distraction. Distractions can come as internal or external. Internal distractions are stress, fatigue, hunger pains, racing mind. Those things are the things that happen within. When I am recording, distractions come because I have to make sure that I am in a certain place, because otherwise my mind can race and go to all the other things that are going on. Those are internal distractions. External distractions are noises, your cell phone ringing, notifications, social media. For me, if I'm eating, somebody chewing and it's getting on my last nerve and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Distraction. Somebody else talking. A distraction when you're driving, there are so many distractions that can go on around you that can be internal. You're listening to your music and maybe not paying as much attention to the road. That can be an external distraction. Or if something has went on in your life, it can be also an internal distraction. What are those distractions that are stopping you once again from getting where you need to be? You have to be able to self-identify your distractions. Identify your distractions. We're going to talk more after these messages.
Marshall Sterling is available for your next event.
Known for her energetic speaking style and down-to-earth teaching, Marshall has made a positive impact on her audience at every engagement.
Whether it is a keynote address, conference, workshop, breakout session, or staff meeting, Marshall brings the same fire and excitement to every session.
Listen, y'all need to get into this Sterling experience. There is nothing like it.
It's the Sterling experience. It was dynamic.
To be here for the next one, your life is going to look different when you walk out of these doors.
And if you need a speaker for your engagement, you need to book her. Listen, she's going to bring the energy, she's going to bring the fire, she's going to bring all the points. A+ experience.
To bring the Sterling experience to your next event, scan the QR code on the screen or go to www.marshallsterling.com.
Distractions. What things are distracting you from getting where you want or need to be? Remember that I told you that distractions can be internal, within, or external, out. Listen, what I am going to propose to you on tonight is that 100% is what I'm going to say, that distractions are the internal distractions that make the most impact. They derail you the most because you and I have both learned, if you're anything like me, I'm real good at ignoring the outside noise. I'm able to ignore you, but it is the loud, obnoxious voice that is within myself that I have to worry about. I don't have to worry about you. I don't care what you think anymore. Listen, I'm able to blow you off and I'm able to ignore you. But it's, can I ignore the little voice within? Can you ignore the voice, the imposter syndrome that tells you that you can't, that tells you don't show up, that tells you to give up, that tells you to quit, that tells you to give out? Can you ignore that person? It's the distractions from internal that make the most difference. You have to see, I'm not that speaker that's going to tell you these are the specific distractions. I'm going to give you a couple, but you have to sit and think for yourself. What distractions? This is the self. It is me participating in class. It's me participating in class. What things are distracting me? You have to sit in your mind and ponder and think about it and wonder and write down and identify for yourself those things that are distracting you. See, distractions come and are caused by a number of factors. It's loss of interest in a primary activity. It's an inability to pay attention due to various reasons, or the intensity of the distraction. Are they being very loud in your face? How do you stand in the face of adversity and still show up and still show out and still do what you need to do? External distractions can also come in the form of social media. Is social media getting you off track? Listen, one of the things that I've learned, a distraction can be your phone at nighttime, because if I want to get better sleep, then I need to put my phone away from me so that I can then not be distracted when the notifications go off, when somebody calls or that text message comes through. Whatever it may be, I have to be prepared. I have to be prepared to identify that distraction and be able to not let it not let it impact me. So there are 9 everyday distractions that I want you to try to avoid. I went and found these, and all of them are very true. There are 9. There are 9 everyday distractions that I want you to try to avoid. Social media, I already said that one, can be healthy or unhealthy. It just can create unrealistic self-images, because we have all of these images of all these nice ladies and we want to look a certain way. Watch your social media. How often are you staying plugged in? And then regrets. Live. Don't worry about your past. Listen, don't worry about your past. If you're worried about your past, you're not getting to your future. Grudges, let it go. Let it go. That's all I'm going to say. Grudges, just let them go. It doesn't get you anywhere. It is a distraction from getting where you want to be. Toxic relationships, those people in your life that are not good for you, that are not backing you up, that are not lighting gas underneath you, that are not pumping you up, and say, go get it, go get it, go get it, go get it, go. If they not doing that, honey, if they not gassing up your life, if they are not believing in your dreams, toss them out. Pursuit of perfectionism, it doesn't exist. All of us are imperfect, honey. We all are imperfect. As the song goes, we all got issues, honey. Everybody got something, whether they share it with you or not. The thoughts of others, who cares? I don't care what your opinion is about me. Keep it to yourself, because your opinion of me is none of my business. It's none of my business. None of my business. I don't care what you think. Poor boundaries. You have to learn to say the magic word, and this has 2 letters, N and the O. The N and the O. No. Learn to say no. It gives you boundaries. It gives you a line. It tells people how far that they're able to go with you. The promise of tomorrow. You plan for the future, but you live in the present. See, that is a distraction, because you're so worried about your future that you're not living in your now. You're worried about your future, you're not living in your now. You're worried about your future, you're not living in your now. Live in your now. You want to plan for the future, but you want to live right now. And negative thinking, if you're thinking negative, yes, it's a distraction, because you're always like, woe is me. It's not going to work out. These things are not going to work. No, negative thinking gets you nowhere. It gets you nowhere. Those are your 9 everyday distractions that you don't think about, but you need to think about those things and try to avoid them. Try to avoid them. Social media, regrets, grudges, toxic relationships, pursuit of perfection, the thoughts of others, poor boundaries, the promise of tomorrow, and negative thinking. Those 9 everyday distractions will derail you from where you need to be. You have to get somewhere, and you have to identify the distractions in your life. Take 15 minutes and sit down and write out your distractions. Write out those things that are derailing you. This has been your Vitamin M. Go find your distractions on tonight. I love you, and I will see you on next week.
Please visit our website at www.marshallsterling.com.